Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining tonight. My name is Kelly Wentworth. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Kennebunk, Maine. If you are new to my group, please make sure you say hello and let us know where you're from so we can welcome you. If you are watching from YouTube, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss all of my videos. I upload all my videos there, so they're great at a glance. Hi, Melanie. Wow, you're early tonight. How are you? Woohoo! You're catching me live, girl. How are you? Hi, Karen. How are you? How are you doing, ladies? I bet you are happy to be home. And welcome home. And welcome here tonight. What a nice surprise. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm where I am supposed to be, and it looks like I am. Karen, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Were you visiting family, Melanie? Is that what you were doing in Wisconsin? Do you have family there? Ooh, the whole month? Wow. Oh, awesome. Make sure you share them on the VIP group so we can see them. We want to see what people make. I would love to see your cards. Hey, Lori, how are you? Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Thank you for joining. She visited you? Awesome. Hi, Diane. Thank you for joining, my friend. And thank you for sharing my video. Ooh, cabin. That sounds like fun. Good for you. Hey, Cynthia. How are you? Oh, I'm so glad you had fun, Melanie. Isn't that fun being with family? That is awesome. And thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. So we're going to get started. I have a few housekeeping details. As always, I'm going to share a few of those first. So let me get down here to my desktop. And as you know, can you believe we are September 7th? I cannot believe it is September 7th. Where did August go? So we are in the middle of Saleabration event. Saleabration is, for those of you who may not know, is where you can purchase products from Stampin' Up! And Stampin' Up! Gives back. With every $50 or $100 purchase, you can choose a free product out of our Saleabration catalog. And I am actually going to be highlighting, I've been trying to use products out of here during my lives, and I'm going to be using one of the stamp sets out of here tonight and hopefully give you some inspiration on a stamp set that's free with a purchase of $50 or more. So the Saleabration event is for August and September, so we are 1 week into our second month already. So it is actually going fast. I cannot believe how fast. So if you are interested in joining Stamping Up and being a discount shopper, and the best value in the catalog is always our starter kit. Now, you don't have to do videos. You don't have to have classes. You can just be a discount shopper and get all of your supplies at a discount. If that is something that you're interested in, it's always a great deal at $99. But just so you know, I'm going to actually bring in, we have a starter kit special that's even better than it usually is. So for $99, you can pick $125, anything you want in the catalog. So right there, you're getting $26 in free product. You will get a free paper pumpkin kit. You will get 20% off all your future orders immediately following your starter kit order. You will have access to new products and catalogs first. And in addition to that, we are also offering a special where you can pick a bundle out of our new mini catalog. And there are 12 bundles that you can choose from, and the values are close to $70. And I've used a few of them already during my lives. This is all in addition to getting the starter kit products as well. And you get free shipping on everything. So if this is something that you're interested in, please reach out to me. I can share more information about that, but you have until the end of this month to get the extra freebies and get free shipping on everything. And I always tell customers, if you're placing an order, $50, $60, you may want to put a little bit more in and get all the extras because the value is unbelievable. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. You wish you could join again? Too funny. So that's a really good deal. And this is our mini catalog right here. And we have some great products in here. And this is a great time to join, especially when the holidays right around the corner. Okay, another thing I wanted to point out for some of my friends and customers, I came across this in my travels. I've had this on my desk, and this is a ruler. Now, if anybody would like to have this ruler, I'm going to probably upload this to my VIP group. And this is actually two rulers. I'm just going to cut it in half and put one on top of my desk. But if you are math challenged and you have a hard time figuring out what each line is on the ruler, this is a great tool to help you with your measurements, because you want to have your layers be, you want to, if you're going to put multiple layers on your card, you want to make sure you're cutting your paper appropriately, because it really matters. So if this is something that you're interested in, stay tuned. I'm going to be adding that to the files on my I think I can do that on my VIP group. I'm going to look. And if not, then we'll figure out how to get this to you. But this is really helpful when you're trying to create your projects and cut your paper appropriately. So, yeah, Lori, it's great. And I know, I will tell you, when I started crafting many years ago, that was one of my challenges, was trying to cut my paper correctly. And so it's a really good tool. So if that's something you want, yes, we have that. And hi, June, how are you? It is a really easy tool, and you'll get two rulers on one piece of paper. You can just cut it and hang it on your desk, and it will become your friend, let me tell you that. Okay, moving on. I wanted to Anne, welcome. Glad you made it. We missed you last week. And Karen, check your mailbox. You have a little gift in there. It was dropped off this afternoon, late this afternoon. So just FYI, you won the door prize last week. And this week, we were giving away from this beautiful Rococo Rose ribbon. It is a brand new bolt of ribbon. It is 1/2 inch wide, and it's got sparkle in it. And the winner of the week for last week is Lisa Druin. I'm not sure if Lisa's on, but Lisa. Oh, did you see my husband? Oh, good. Oh, great. I'm glad you got to see him. Good to see you, June. Okay, so Lisa, if Lisa pops on, let her know she won last week's door prize. I don't know if I saw her or not, but that is for her if she happens to pop on. And then this week, for sharing my video, and if you share my video, please make sure you comment shared to make sure that I catch it. And this week I have 4 adorable note cards that are hope inspired. With October coming, it's breast cancer awareness, as you know, and I have the envelopes to match in this. And they're 4 adorable note cards that you can give to somebody that may be having a difficult time. If you know somebody, we all have family members that have been touched by breast cancer. So these are hope inspired from one of our past sets, and these are really pretty. So this is the drawing for this week. Glad you made it, Anne. Okay, so this week I am working on cards made with textures and frames. Now this is a free item in the Saleabration catalog. How many of you have this stamp set? And it's on page 12. And I looked at this and I thought, what am I going to do with this stamp set? Now, it kind of reminds me of some old stamp sets that we've had in the past. I love the splatter. But what this stamp set, I think, is good for is making backgrounds. So if you like to make your own background stamp sets, or cards or projects, this would be a good one to do that with. And hopefully by the end of this class, I've inspired you and given you some ideas on ways to use this. So I played with this over the last couple of days, and we'll get started and I'll show you what I've done. Oh, you worked on the DSP. Yeah, we got to have that DSP. That DSP in there is gorgeous. All right, so let's look at the first card. So this is my first card. Look at the beautiful colors. So what I did on this card is I went back and I used the in colors from last year, because I have been so hooked on the in colors, the new ones for this year. I kind of felt like I was depriving these ones. So I went back and I used the last year's in colors, and which are good for 2 years. And don't you think those colors are just vibrant, beautiful? So let me show you how I made that. So I am using just jade, and that's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Okay, and then I'm using Bumblebee, and this is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to layer that on there like that. But first we're going to do some stamping. So let me show you how I did this. We'll see how it comes out. You love doing backgrounds, Anne? Well, I think it's beautiful. And I don't know if any of you remember, when I started making this card, I don't know if any of you remember Gorgeous Grunge. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that, but I happen to love stamps that have splatters on them, because to me, there's so much that you can do with them. Okay? So I'm going to show you what I did. So I'm using the palette that I'm going to be using here is Misty Moonlight, Bumblebee, Just Jade, Cinnamon Cider, oops, and I'm missing one, hang on. Can't forget my Magenta Madness. So these are last year's in colors, and I just think they're stunning. So what we're going to do is, let me move some of my stuff, because what I need to do is I'm going to need to clean off my stamp really well in between. And we are going to use the splatter. I don't know what you want to call it, but I call it a splatter. So I'm going to open up the Misty Moonlight first. And I did it, when I created this card, I did it horizontal, but then I flipped it to vertical. Okay, am I in the camera? Okay, so we're going to do, so I did it two-step stamping, or second generation, and I'm going to do it on this corner. And I'm going to stick that aside, and then we're going to use, I'm going to bring in the Bumblebee. Yeah, I love splatter stamps, because to me there's just so much you can do with them. And you might want to turn your splatter around so it's not like the same, kind of the same design all the way across. If you know what I'm saying. And we're just going to go across. Now, this is a quarter sheet. This is 4 by 5 1/4, but I am going to cut it down. To me, it's better to go bigger and then trim it down, because I want the white piece to be 3 3/4 by 5. So start bigger and then trim it down, in case you don't get all the, like, the edges the way you want them. Okay, now we're gonna, isn't this just jade? Isn't this just a beautiful color? All right, so now we're going to do, so again, don't forget, you're gonna do two-step stamping, or 2 generations, I mean, to give it a little bit more, like it kind of gives it more dimension, I think. Don't have to, but. And we're going to use beautiful Cinnamon Cider. Yeah, I haven't used these colors for a while, and I absolutely love them, to be honest with you. And then the last one's going to be Magenta Madness. When you start bigger, you tend to lose a lot when you trim. You just got to kind of remember kind of what your objective is. Okay, so we're going to do, let's see. And again, if you don't like exactly how that came out, you can always fill in. You can always do more. I'm going to see how this comes out. Cinnamon Cider is stunning. I absolutely love it. Okay, and now while I have the ink pad out, we'll put this aside. And I used my layering circles, and I did Magenta Madness, and then I did the white. And in case you want to create this card, the scallop is about 2 3/4, and the white is about 2 1/2. Okay? And I am going to use Magenta Madness, and I'm going to use a stamp. Let me show you which one I'm using. From this set, and it's called Sunny Sentiments, and I'm going to use this birthday one. Hoping your birthday is filled with all the best things. And you just want that kind of in the center. Well, that came out pretty good. I don't know what I did when I mounted this one and I put my sticky on the back. I think I was kind of off a little bit, so always check your stamp to make sure it's not crooked when you're stamping. And we are going to layer that right on. Aren't those beautiful, vibrant colors? Okay, now I want this. Now, what do you think? I think that came out pretty good, but I need this to be, in order to fit on my layer, I need to trim it down. So I'm going to bring my trimmer in. And I want this to be about 3 3/4 by 5. So you kind of look at like which end do you want to trim up, because we want this to be 3 3/4. So I might just do a little bit on that end and a little bit on this end. Now, I always say when you're trimming these off, use these pieces for the insides of your card. Don't throw them away. They'll be really pretty on the inside. And we need to do this to be 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to take a little bit off that end, and I'm going to take, and again, I'm just trying to get, you kind of look at where you stamped. And how's that look? I think that came out pretty good. And now this will fit beautifully on the bumblebee. Isn't that pretty? Now, when I was making this, I was thinking I was going to do a horizontal card, but then after I did it, I'm like, I like it vertical. I just like the way those colors went down the sides. And then we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. Take the backings off. What beautiful weather we're having, huh? I told my daughter, the kids have early release tomorrow from school, so I told them if they want to do the pool, tomorrow might be the last day. I'm gonna close it up this weekend. And just kind of center that. And bring it up off of, what do you think? Isn't that pretty? I love, love, love the colors. And then we're going to bring in the Just Jade again. We're going to layer that down. And this is not a difficult card to make, guys. You can actually mass produce this if you wanted to. I think it's really pretty. And then I brought in the 2022, nope, wait a minute, sorry, wrong ones. Let me see. Yeah, those are the right ones. I hadn't even used these. So these are all the last year's in colors, and you can do any color will work. On this one I did yellow. I think I'm going to do blue. What do you think? Or maybe jade. How about jade? How about we do jade? Take my little take your pick tool here. Here it comes. See it? Oh, love this thing. Ooh. All right, so we're going to put one there, and we'll do some little ones. Now, when I'm doing, when I do embellishments, I always do odd numbers. So, what do you think? Isn't that pretty? I love the colors of this. Now, here's a piece that I cut off, and you see it has the same splatter. So what you could do is for the inside, and I'm not sure who this is going to yet, but what we could do is we could put this down the side there. And give it a little bit of color, trim it off. And then that could go and it'll match the inside just like that. So don't throw away those scraps, guys. I often use them for the insides. If you don't want to stamp, you could just put some paper. Isn't that pretty? So there's the only difference is the yellow bling on that one and the jade on this one. Love, love, love the splatter. Love the pop of color. And you could do these in any colors. Any colors. Okay. Card number 2. So on this one, I thought that I would do a Christmas one. Throw in a Christmas one. So I did a birthday. Now this one's a Christmas one. So on this one, let me show you what I'm using. I'm using the dies from the seasonal swirls that come with the sparkle of the season. This comes in a bundle and it's in the new mini catalog. So I used this die right here and I created that. And what we're going to do is so the colors I am using for this are Shaded Spruce and Cherry Cobbler with Christmas colors. Let me clean up here. Thank you for sharing, June. I appreciate it. I love Shaded Spruce for Christmas. I really do. And then the layer that I'm going to be stamping on, we're going to do some stamping, is 4 by 5 1/4. So we'll bring that in. And on this one, what I did is I used this stamp right here to make a background. Okay? So let's start with the Shaded Spruce. Let me get, again, I'm going to need to clean in between. Now on this one, you see how I didn't go all the way to the edge? I could have trimmed that down, but I didn't. So what I'm going to try to do on this one is just go a little bit more to the edge. Even if I go off, that's okay. That's better. And we're literally going to use the two colors to make the background. And I'm just alternating between the shaded spruce and the cherry cobbler, okay, to make the background. And if you want to do one there, you can do that. Okay, and while I have the inks out, let's do the sentiment. And this one is wishing you a Merry Christmas. And I got that one. Let's see, where did I get that one? Oh, this one. From the Frosted Gingerbread. I use this one right here. And I'm going to do that in cherry cobbler. Hey, Luann! How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Okay, so I pre-cut, and this kind of fits on this circle. And again, this use this from the circle dies, layering dies, and again, this is 2.5. So I'm going to use the shaded spruce. Now I could have switched it up, and I probably should have just for the sake of video, but that's okay. I could have done it the opposite because I had the red one, so I could have done the cherry cobbler and then stamped it in green, but I didn't. So what we're going to do, the other thing I did is I'm going to use the cherry cobbler. And I'm going to use this little red star. And that red star came from, let's see, where did I get that? Trying to remember. I can't remember where I stole that little red star from. Anybody, does that look familiar to anybody? And I'm going to use this metallic ribbon. Isn't this gorgeous? And what I want to do is I want to, isn't that beautiful? Kind of just go down the edge. So let me, my ribbon scissors. And what we'll do is, looking for my glue dots. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. How have you been, Luann? So I just put a glue dot on one end, and we'll go ahead and get another one. You can use tape, you can use glue dots, whatever you like. Ah, I think you're right, Anne. You know what? I was cleaning up this afternoon and I think I put it back. That's why it wasn't right here. Thank you. You're so good. Okay, so now we're going to use the little red star, and then I'm going to show you something after that I have, and I don't know if you guys have it, but I'll show you after. Let's open up the cherry cobbler. And the reason why I did the star is because I just thought it was a little too much white. So I wanted to kind of fill it in a little bit. Yeah, what do you think? Okay. Now, whenever you're using Real Red, Cherry Cobbler, any of these vibrant, even Magenta Madness, it does stain the photopolymer, but it does not impact the quality of the stamp. I just want you to know. But we used to sell this stamp cleaning pad that was made specifically for photopolymer. And I don't know why we just had this not that long ago. And I just want to show you that when you, well, wait a minute. Let me show you. Do you see how red it is stained? Look at it now. See how it's coming clean? I mean, it may not get it totally clear, but look how much better it is. It's cleared it right up. And then the same on this one. Look at that. Doesn't that work great? I love this thing. I don't know why Stampin' Up retired her, because I use that all the time on my red inked stamps. But I think the stars pop, help it pop personally. Okay, so we are going to bring in this, and we're going to bring in, and this fits perfectly around the perimeter. So if you're kind of going on, let me see. Do any of you have this bundle, the Sparkle of the Season? It's beautiful. I haven't played a lot with it. Can you see what I'm doing here? Make sure I'm in the camera. And you know, you could always use the little sponge trick that I've showed you guys too. But you just want to kind of tap it in different places. And let me get this out just in case I need it here. My Silicone Mat, which is something I use all the time. Whenever you're gluing, you want to use that. Because I have some glue on my fingers too. Thank you for sharing, Sharon. Okay, so see how that fits on there. And then we're going to pop that up with dimensionals. How have you been, Sharon? Oh, I'm glad you like the stars, Melanie. Good to see you, Luann. And then you're just going to bring this in and just kind of center it. And I'm going to put my glue on my base instead of doing it the other way around, because I've already added my embellishments. Yeah, what do you think? Isn't that pretty? And again, you're creating your own background stamp, just using this stamp set. For a free stamp set, let me tell you, there's a lot you can do with it if you like making your own backgrounds. What do you think? I hope you like it. Well, you know, Anne, when I was playing, I'm like, oh, I should probably make one Christmas one, since we're getting in that season. But I just love the colors. I think, of course, these are two of my favorite colors for Christmas anyways. But you can make them, again, you can do any colors you want. So that's card number 2. And I have one more if you guys want to hang around. I've got one more to show you. Time looks to be pretty good. So let me bring this back in. And again, so this is the next one we're going to be using. And this is what I use. This is what I made. Aren't they? Isn't this pretty? Now the palette, let me see here. So the colors, let me grab my color palette. On this one is Pale Papaya, Highland Heather, Polished Pink, and Coastal Cabana. Okay. And so I'm using thick Whisper White, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay. And then I'm using another piece of basic white, and this piece is 3 by 4, but I did trim it down a little bit once I decided which way I was going with this card. So we'll see how it comes out. So let me... Oh, popsicle. Yes, that's true. Exactly. Okay, so we're going to start out with popsicles. That's a great one. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so this is the stamp we're using on this one. Whoops, excuse me, not that one. This one. Almost did the wrong one. Okay, we're going to start out with Coastal Cabana. So, because I'm doing it, you see how I did the opposite? So I start out there. So I, instead of, you know, restamping, I just will do one corner and then the other corner. Okay. And then we're going to use the Pale Papaya, which I think is a beautiful color. Okay. popsicles. That's a great idea. And then we're going to use polished pink. Have you made popsicles, Cynthia, using this set? Do you have this one? And then the last one we're going to use is Highland Heather. So I'm using a lot of ink pads in these projects, but I really liked the coloring aspect of it. So if you love coloring and you love to use color, and I think I should have started on the other end. I am going to do, let me bring in, I'm going to have to put extra, oh, I don't think I want to do that. Hang on, I'm going to get another piece. So what I did differently on this one is, I think when I did the first one, I just went in order. So let me start that over. Because if I cut this off, I'm going to have to add colors on each end, and I'm not sure I want to do that. I don't think it would look bad, but I'm not sure I want to do that. So let's start with Coastal Cabana, and I'll just do it the way I did it the first time and see if it comes out the same way. Got that one. We'll do Pale Papaya. Whoop. You don't have it? Do you think you'll get it? Okay, and then we're going to use the Highland Heather. So this is how I did it the first time. Let's see how it comes out. All right, then I went right to the bottom and I did purple, and bring in the pink. And now Pale Papaya. If you like doing background stamps, I really think this set is a good one to do. And one more is Coastal Cabana. So this is how I did it the first time. And because I want it 4 and 4, what ends up happening is now I'm going to trim it. Okay? And it makes it easier to trim by doing it this way. So it's going to be 3 3/4. So I'm going to take a little bit off this end because it has a lot of white. And so I want 3 3/4. And I can even take a little sliver off. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right, so I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. Let me close these up before I have a disaster here. The stamp set, Sharon, is Textures and Frames, and it's a free Saleabration item. All right, so let me get my dimensionals. If you like making your own backgrounds, this would be a really good one to have. Okay, so let's bring in the base. Again, it's thick whisper white, or basic white, saying that will fit perfectly right there. So you don't necessarily have to measure, Melanie, either, if you're, or was it Melanie that was afraid to cut too much? Or was it Karen was afraid to trim too much? Okay, so we're gonna stick that like right there. And I have the DSP from the 6x6 pack, and we're going to stick that down there. Right there. And then just trim that off. And then I took the Stitched So Sweetly dies, I believe these are from, and I white embossed with white embossing powder the You're Amazing to stick there. We're going to put that up on dimensionals. I did that ahead of time just to save time. Oh good, I'm glad you have it. You'll have to give these cards a try. Thank you, Luann. Right, and I just think the black helps pop those beautiful colors. And then, where did I put my ribbon? So this is the Grosgrain Ribbon. This is Highland Heather. And yes, Karen, I'm going to make a bow. I'm going to make it smaller. I want it a little bit smaller. You're watching. All right. Then you just kind of pull it to tighten it and then size it so you can kind of play with it. And again, remember I told you I keep it right on the bolt of ribbon. Okay. You can turn it over this way. Or turn it over this way. And play with it until you're happy with it. It's not too bad. What do you think? And then I used a glue dot, and we're going to stick it like right in the middle. What do you think? What do you think, ladies? So let me bring in the cards for tonight. I'll do this one, this one. Those are the cards for tonight, ladies. What do you think? You like them all, June? Thank you. Thank you, Luann. And again, all using background stamps. We use just the lines on this one, the splatter on this one, and then I'm not even sure what you call this one. But isn't that pretty? I just love the colors. And when you're making background stamps, you can make colors and do any colors you want. And I also wanted to, I've had a few people reach out to me about doing some face-to-face classes, so I am thinking about doing those. If you are interested in doing a hands-on class in my home, let me know, reach out to me and let me know. Like I said, I've had a few people reach out to me asking if I'm going to reconvene on those, and I had to stop because of COVID, and I am giving that some thought. So if you're interested in doing in-home classes here in my house, hands-on, making cards, let me know, reach out to me and send me a note and let me know you're interested. I will be working on determining whether that can happen maybe in October, November is what I'm thinking. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me. I hope I've inspired you. I hope you'll give these cards a try. If you do, post them on the VIP group so that we can see what you make, and post any of your cards that you make. We want to know what you're working on, and we want to see your projects and inspire each other. So have a great rest of the night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.